together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle, just me today. And Tim will be returning back on Monday. But we get a lot of games to talk about today. Full card in the full card in the NHL, full card in the NBA, because apparently 10 games wasn't enough yesterday for the NBA. They need 11 today. We get a big card for today, but before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at yesterday, quick recap. And it was just like one of those meh days. Hockey went 2-2, down 0.28 units. Over 6 Islanders. Devils was a winner there. Nice little overtime winner there for the Islanders. And then lost the over 6 with Nashville and Chicago. It looked promising when Nashville took a 3-2 lead. There was no more goals after that. 4-0 win for the Edmonton Oilers cashes the team total over. The Pittsburgh Penguins have still given up at least 3 goals in every single game so far this year. The full game over did not get there at 6.5, though. Which, spoiler, we have a game Pittsburgh plays again today. Vancouver team total over and full game over. It's already made my card. Spoiler. NBA went 2-2-1. The Orlando Magic covers the 11.5 there. They win by 15. Got a little hairy there for a while because Brooklyn was hanging in there, and then Orlando took over in the second half. Got lucky to push. I feel like I got lucky to push the +5 with the Charlotte Hornets. Team total over 112.5 for the 76ers. They come up short there with 107 points, so 6 points off there. The Rockets -3.5. They win by 20. A beautiful win there by the Houston Rockets. And then the Jazz get absolutely blown out as the Warriors have started off their season with back-to-back 40-point wins. Very impressive there by Golden State. College football only had one play, the over 56.5. Rutgers and USC. That comes through 42-20. There's 62 points there. And then baseball was rough. Yankees first 5, lose that in the bottom of the 5th inning. The under 9, it was 2-1 in the bottom, heading into the bottom of the 8th. I thought I was home free on that under. The Dodgers tie it up. We go to extra innings. The Yankees put up 1 run. It's 3-2. I'm like, whatever. Even if the Dodgers walk it off, it's 4-3. The under hits. Grand slam for Freddie Freeman pushes the under. I also lost the Yankees game 1 and the Dodgers series prop that I took at +465. So frustrating there because I was sitting there ready. I had my script ready to go for this World Series. It was 3-2 heading into the bottom of the 10th. I'm like, all right, Yankees hold on. They win game 1. The under hits. We are alive with the series prop. We'll take the Dodgers -1 and team total over for game 2. And now I got to figure out what I'm going to do because I kind of do want to go back to the Dodgers. And now the more and more I look at it, I think the Dodgers in 5 and the Yankees win game 3. And that's about it. Because I like this matchup here with Yamamoto Rodon today. So we'll get into that in a little bit after the NBA card. But just a frustrating, just an annoying day because it should have been a positive day. Should have pushed the Yankees first 5. They gave up a run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Should have won the under 9. It's just little things like that. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. We'll head over to the chat, and then we'll get into today's card. Islanders versus Devils over 6.5. There you go. Vegas, Ottawa under. Yeah. Vegas money line. You got that. Oilers -1.5. Nice. And the Penguins in the over loss though. Yeah. UNLV +4.5 loss. Did UNLV loss there? I thought that I saw somebody, they must have recapped it wrong, and said they lost when. Yeah, UNLV won by 5. Wow. Okay. Boston College plus 4.5 in college football. There you go. Boston College, they ended up losing. I was staring at Louisville live at plus 3.5 and never pulled the trigger. 76ers minus 4, yeah. Lowry over 15.5 PRA. There you go. Jazz plus 3.5 was a bad loser. Lakers money line. Glad I stayed off the Suns. So that was nice to be able to stay off the Suns there. Rockets money line winner. There you go. Bulls plus 9.5. I should have pulled the trigger on the Bulls. But yeah. First Yankees first 5, Yankees money line. Yeah. My script had Yankees game 1 and the Dodgers win the series, but unfortunately, that's not the way it is. 8-7 altogether yesterday. Screw the Yankees. Fair. FCS day. Yeah. What was the FCS record of the plays I gave out last week? But yeah. Islanders draw. Because, I mean, they're never going to win in regulation ever. So, yeah, Islanders draw again, plus 300. Draw again today, plus 300. I wouldn't talk you off of it. Fade the Birds. Canucks minus 1.5. Yeah, I'll look to. I'm on the Canucks team total over. So, yeah. Morning, everyone. Had a shit yesterday. Need a bounce back day today. Yeah, fair. VGK made me bank yesterday. There you go. Let's start off. Let's start the asking of the FCS. All right, let me get up this there. And we will be talking college football at the end of the show, too, for people who do have questions. But we'll start with good old LIU. Are they LIU here? I have Central Connecticut as about a half-point favorite in this game. So, yeah. Earle mushed my Yanks. So be it. So be it. Valparaiso money line. You're getting me ready for freaking college basketball. I have Marist as minus 1.5 in that game. So I don't know the lines though, so I'm just giving you what the projections are. Bet the Dodgers. I beg you, Nick. We'll see. We'll see. Brown minus 3.5. What can Brown do for you? Yeah, I have the bet at 3.5 against Cornell today. So I think that's correct. 4-2 last week for FCS. There you go. Wild team total over 3.5 for me. Yeah, we'll talk. That'll be I believe the first hockey game we'll talk about. But fortunately, we have to start with a way too large basketball slate. So let's get into it here. We have the LA Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets 8-point favorites in this game, total of 220 in this one. Let me get up. We got to get up the line history. Got to get up the cash flow. Got to get up the injury report. I was not prepared to start off this show, apparently. Let's see. History. Okay. I have to go through and get it. Get that. And this is the fun part about running a show by yourself. Let's get it to the NBA. I apologize. We will be ready to go in just a second. There we go. And we have it up here. We do. All right. This line opened up with the Denver Nuggets as 10-point favorites. It's now down to an 8. So we have a 2-point line movement here towards the LA Clippers. Now, my first thought is, could that be recency bias with watching when the Nuggets lose the way they did against OKC? Line opened up at a 220.5. It's down to a 220. So we have a move towards the under here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one. 66% of tickets and 64% cash is on the Clippers. The line's moving towards it, so that makes sense. And then we got 90% of tickets and 87% of cash on the over. Yet this line's moving towards the under in this game here. We saw Denver struggle to score in that first game there. And now is this a spot where we look to back the Nuggets, anticipating that they will turn it around offensively? I don't know. This is an early game. We have what? This is an early game on the card here. The Clippers have won 3 in a row against these Denver Nuggets. after the Nuggets had won the previous 7. Both these teams are 0-1 to start the year, which the Clippers, they covered in their first game as a 5-point dog, 116-113 loss. I believe that was in overtime against the Suns. And then on the flip side, a 15-point loss for the Denver Nuggets. I don't think that means they should be 7.5-point favorites, though. Like, this is, I mean, looking at the line, it's Clippers or nothing if I'm betting the side. Probably under or nothing if I'm betting the total. But, I mean, probably the under would appeal more to me than the side. Because I could see Denver struggling to score here. Now, the Clippers did go over this total in the first game. So overall, I'm not going to be pushing and pressing for NBA action today because there's a ton of other games. But it would be Clippers or nothing or an under or nothing for me, the way I would approach this. But it's a pass. Let's see. Morning, let's go. What's good, Markel? Out of those 3, Maris plus 110, plus 120. All right, nice. Give me the I'm guessing the Nuggies first half. There's a couple of teams on back-to-backs, and I'm fading them. Fair. Dayton minus 14. Let's see what Dayton's got going here. I have them as 12.5, so it'd be a slight lean towards towards Morehead State. I've been playing roulette now 10 straight hours. That's degenerate. Give me a number 69. Mr. Numbers is back. Yay. Yeah. And then what's up, my guys? Let's get into this catch today. Hit the like button. People show some appreciation, subscribe and share. To me, you know the rest. The saying, my dog. Decent NBA card. Yeah, there's way other games I'd rather play though. Davidson money line. Let's see. I have them as 2.5-point favorites against Butler. So, let's see. Nuggets ATS. Nuggets are finished, old, no bench at all. After one game, okay. Pass. I wouldn't bet the Clips. Yeah. Timberall must face it. Nuggets are done. Should trade Joker, rebuild. That is stupid. That's stupid. Were you on the Fakers tonight? NBA, NCAA, Money Day, guys. Yeah, you're forgetting there's hockey as well. Yeah, I'm just being a smartass. I don't care about your roulette. I lean Clips plus 8 and lean the under 2. Yeah, Davidson money line. There you go. Good luck. We'll keep on going here. The Cleveland. Wow. Not the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm mixing up my sports. Cleveland Cavaliers, 9.5-point favorites against the Washington Wizards. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here, where we have it opening up at a 9.5. It's still a 9.5. Line opened up at a 229.5. It's still a 229.5. So no movement, side or total in this game. 86% of tickets, 84% of cash on the over in this one. 73% of tickets, 78% of cash on the Cavaliers in this one. And the line's not really moving. The Cavs are off of 2 very impressive wins to start the year. Wins and covers. Granted, they have played a cupcake schedule, and that cupcake schedule continues into this game here. They've played Toronto, Detroit, and now they play Washington, 3 of the worst teams in the association. On the flip side, we have the Wizards, who have played 1 game so far. They lost 122-102 against the Boston Celtics in their opening game. Let's take a look at injuries in this one here for Washington. Brogdon is out. Sadiq Bey is out. On the flip side, Flood, please. No. Come on, click. There we go. It's just Strus still for Cleveland. So a healthy Cleveland team. This line not moving tells me that the Washington Wizards are alive in this game. Now, do I want to go ahead and bet the Wizards? The answer is probably a simple no. If I do, it's probably Wizards first quarter, because I want when I'm betting ugly dogs like this, I kind of want to cut it down as much as possible. So overall, not a game I'm thrilled about. But that being said, do I want to go ahead and bet this? The answer is probably no. It'd be Wizards or nothing though for me. So dog or pass in this game, and probably another under. Why is it stupid? They can't win no more with that team. You can get 5 first rounders because there's still a team that's made deep playoff runs. I mean, you're overreacting over one game. I'm not a Nuggets fan, but I mean, LMAO, yeah. That's like watching the Knicks game 1, watching them get blown out, and say they should trade Jalen Brunson. Stupid. No, Marcus, we lighting the beam today. There you go. I'm not even gonna whatever. Lean under, but that's all. Monmouth minus 9.5. They should be 11. They should be an 11-point favorite in that game. There. Hey, if there's value, there's value. Under 229.5. Should we take pool points and hope he gets lit up again, like he did? Hope he lights up again, like he did against the Celtics. Maybe. Maine plus 5.5. Yeah, I see value. Nope. I was reading wrong. I have no. I think that line's correct. Rhode Island minus 5.5. Cleveland minus and the under. Mr. Numbers, you just said the Nuggets should trade the best player in the NBA. Yeah. Stupid. Let's move on. The Boston Celtics and the Detroit Pistons. The Celtics 14-point favorites in this game. Total of 227 in this one. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here. The line opened up at a 13. It's now a 14, so we have a move towards the Celtics. Line opened up at a 230. It's down to a 226. So a big move towards the under here as well. 91% tickets, 93% cash on the over. Line's dropping. Then we have 88% tickets, 89% cash on the Celtics in this game here. So line moving towards the Celtics, and that makes sense. It's still just Kristaps Porzingis and Hauser and Sam Hauser for the Celtics. Ashur Thompson, who is a bench piece, is questionable for the Pistons. So healthy Pistons team. The line dropping, maybe the question is, has the line dropped too much? I don't know. I mean, I would probably lean towards an under in this game, but I think this line's moved too much for me to want to make a move here. I will have NBA action. Just the first 3 games are not that appealing. Probably my strongest lean would be the Wizards of the first 3 games. So, but there's other action to get involved with today. They can't win no more. It's a different team, no bench at all. They can't compete with the young boys. It's one fucking game. Like, are we really overreacting there? Detroit plus the points, I could see that. Actually, minus 9 for Monmouth. Yeah, I think that there's a little bit of value there. Nothing crazy, though. You will see they finish 4 to 8 seed, and then they'll go in the first round. Cool. They're not going to trade Jokic. They signed him to an extension. It's stupid. Detroit under. Nuggets out of the first round. Yeah, you're overreacting over one game. Yeah, pass. Pissed back-to-back, blown out. Celtics on a mission. Yeah, the Pistons did play last night, which makes the Celtics. I mean, I don't want to lay 14 on the road. That's something that I'm not looking to do, but I'm not taking the points either. Holy Cross. Let's see. I have Holy Cross as 1.5 point favorites. So yeah. You got a favorite? You got a fave, but with college football today? You got a favorite college football play today? I don't know. Notre Dame under 2 touchdowns. And if you can get a 13.5 in Notre Dame, it's probably my favorite play on the card. Navy first half. No, I think Notre Dame beats the brakes off of them. Trey Porter Jr. and Gordon. They literally just extended those two. Samford -9. I have them as 10.5 point favorites there. If I remember right, last year, these big home dogs covered a lot of games. They did. All these FCS schools reminds me of college basketball. Yes, which starts in, 10 days? We're a week and 2 days away from college basketball. Monday the 4th is when it starts. So we're going to have plenty more action college basketball, which means more free pick videos on college basketball, because we're not going to be going over every game on the shows and stuff like that. We'll probably answer questions about them, but yeah, let's keep it going though. The Miami Heat and the Charlotte Hornets -5.5 are the Heat total of 224.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history. Line opened up at a 4.5. It's now 5.5 for Miami. Line opened up at a 222. It's now a 222.5. So move towards the over and a move towards Miami in this game. 88% tickets, 87% of the cash is on the over in this game. Line moving towards it. 68% of tickets, 73% of cash on the over. We have a move towards the over. We have a move towards the Heat, and both those make sense. We have the Heat coming in off of a bad loss in their first game. They lose 116-97 against the Orlando Magic. And then on the flip side, the Charlotte Hornets, this is their home opener. And so far this year, they beat the Houston Rockets 110-105. And then last night, they lost 125-120 against the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I backed the Hornets last night, but on a second half of a back-to-back against a team that needs a bounce-back spot, the only way I could look in this game is the Miami Heat in this game. And that's why I was kind of surprised to see Tim because I have the plays that Tim likes as well here. I'm shocked to see that Tim liked the Hornets in this game. I am. Which really confused me there, because I wanted to get involved with the Miami Heat, which I think the best way to do that is ask them to score points. Maybe it's not asking them to cover a number, it's asking them to score points, which you can get the Miami Heat team total over 114.5. I'm gonna write down these plays to come back to after the show. But the Miami Heat team total over 114.5 is going to be a play for me in this spot. Looking for the Hornets to struggle defensively on a second half of a back-to-back, and for Miami potentially to take over later in the game. But I can still see this being a little bit more of an over. So I'm going to look towards the Miami Heat team total over 114.5 in this game against the Hornets in this one. LA Kings and Canucks. Yes, I'm on the Canucks team total over. Yeah. Nick, are you okay? Earle, are you okay? You look out of it. I'm fine. Robert Morris -3.5. Who do they play? I have them as 9.73 favorites. So yeah, there's some value with Robert Morris against St. Francis. Yes, I would only take Robert Morris in that game. Miami, yeah, posting a card today. Yeah, yes, I am. We posted a card yesterday too. Pass, Heat or nothing. I found a flaw. Bet Rivers lets you bet the draw plus 350 until the last 3 minutes. 23.6% of games go to overtime, but if you're looking to only if you're only betting draw on the games out of a 1 goal differential, that must be way higher. Yeah, I can see that. Heat stink. Heat total points. I like it. Yeah. Heat team looks old. I'm not going to ask them to cover 5.5 on the road. I'm just going to ask them to score 115 points. The Heat team total over. Is going to be most likely a play on my card today. All right, we're on the board then with the NBA. Let's keep it going. The Orlando Magic. Pick 'em against the Memphis Grizzlies. Open pick 'em, still a pick 'em. Line opened up at a 221.5. It's a 223.5 in this game here. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one. 70% of tickets and 74% of cash is on the Heat. The line's not moving. 52% of tickets, 55% of cash on the money line for the Magic as well. 89% of tickets, 90% of cash on the over. The line is moving towards the over at least. They're showing. See, with these basketball totals, seeing 90% of tickets on the or 89% of tickets on the over, I need to see them at least respect the money towards the over, and we've seen them do that. So I can understand moving on and over in this game. Let's take a look at what these two teams have done. The Magic are already 2-0 to start the year. They are coming in off of a nice winning cover last night. Both these teams are on a back-to-back. And the Orlando Magic have scored exactly 116 in both games. On the flip side, the Memphis Grizzlies, they beat the Jazz 126 to 124, and then they followed that up with a 128 to 108 loss against the Houston Rockets. So this Memphis team has really struggled defensively here so far this season. Both these teams have gone over in both their games. Granted, the Magic, they've played with totals of 208 and 214, and they landed on 213 and 217. So neither of Orlando's games have gone over this 223.5 number. On the flip side, both games, they had 250 and 236 for the Grizzlies. So they've soared over the total there. So I think with this total being this high, that's more of an indicative of Memphis plays the pace that they do. I think this is pretty simple. If you like the Magic in this game, you like the under. If you like the Grizzlies, you like the over. And this is not a game I'm looking to particularly get involved with. I guess gun to head, I would take a shot with Memphis as a pick'em in this game. But with that being said, not a game I'm probably getting involved with. But this would be Grizzlies or nothing. Even though made money with the Magic last night. I'm not going back to the well with that today. It would be Grizz or nothing here for me. Grizzlies or nothing. Let's see. Hornets did me great yesterday. Won by the hook. Hawks anytime. Yeah, I pushed. I got the 5. But yeah. Wofford Retrievers. Wofford. I have them. They should be 5.5 point dogs. So 1 point value on them. Morant will play limited minutes on back-to-back injury. Take note. Magic roll. Magic money line. Who does Tim have? Tim put up on the site Kings, Spurs, Grizzlies, Hornets, and the under in the Nuggets game. Too many injuries for the Grizzlies. Let's take a look at it real quick because I haven't looked at that here. Memphis, Luke Kennard, Gregory Jackson, Cam Spencer, Vince Williams, and the only bigger player on this team that is has any type of thing is Jaren Jackson Jr. is questionable. So they don't have too many injuries. Personally, they look like a pretty healthy team other than bench players. Wow, they're only -8. I don't know if it's just plain wrong, but my numbers have Harvard as a 26-point favorite. So tons of value on Harvard. I don't know if that's too much though. Let's keep it going though. Kind of interested in the Memphis Grizzlies, but I'm gonna write them down with a question mark. Memphis money line with question marks. We'll see. Minnesota Timberwolves and the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors on the second half of a back-to-back, but does that mean that the Timberwolves should be laying now 14.5 points? Wow. Line opened up 13.5. It's now 14.5. Line opened up 220.5. It's now 218.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. See if we're getting any type of thing here. 58% of tickets, 69% of cash is on the T-Wolves. The line's moving towards them. Interesting. 95% tickets, 86% of cash on the over, and the line's dropping here as well. Timberwolves have been very underwhelming so far to start the year. They lost their first game against the Lakers, and then they squeaked out a win. As now, granted, they were 1-point favorites against the Kings, but they squeaked out a 1-point win against Sacramento. Should they be laying 14 in this game? Well, I think this is a really decent. The more and more I look at it, I think this is a good bet against spot for the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors opened up their season with a 30-point loss against the Cleveland Cavaliers as 6.5-point favorites. They bounced back with an outright win, 115-107 against the Philadelphia 76ers. We have rested 1 day off Minnesota Timberwolves team. And now the Raptors had to travel from Toronto to Minnesota. So they had to cross the border. I think this is a terrible spot here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Last time these two teams played, it was 133-85. I could see something along those lines as well. I think Toronto is bet against. And I can get, it'd be minus 14.5. I think the Timberwolves minus 14.5, as big of a number as it is, I think they open up a can of whoop ass on them here. The market's kind of pointing that direction as well. You get a kind of a massive step down in competition for the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have played the Lakers and the Kings so far, and the Raptors might be the worst team in basketball. So, and they're coming off of a win after a 30-point loss. I think this is a good bet against spot. I'll probably be on the Minnesota Timberwolves in this game, laying the chalk here. I think they win by 20+ in this spot. Let's see. Albany plus 14. I have Albany as a 14-point dog. That's correct. Forgot to grab the Grizz last night. Islanders and Reg plus 180. I had the draw slip on the bet slip and forgot to grab the insurance inlet. Yeah. Damn. Oh, wow. Maybe 2 units. Yeah. Grizzlies money line is the play. If I had to play it, give me the Wolves team total over and spread. I don't like the way the line's dropping, but that can easily be the Wolves shut. Oh, let's take a look what that is. What is the team total under for the Raptors? Maybe that's the way to approach this. Because the line's dropping. I would look more towards the team total under for the Raptors than I would team total over for the team total under 102.5 for the Raptors. I'm gonna take a deeper look into that there and maybe pull the trigger on that team total under. 2 units on Harvard. Good luck. 14s is a lot with the total that low. One of them is lying. I think this could easily be the Raptors score 80 points tonight. And would it shock anybody if this game is 107-81? ESPN chat. Good luck today, y'all. I've been seeing some NBA prop lines lately where I had to double take and make sure what the price wasn't completely wrong. There you go. Wolves money line minus 1200s. No. Wolves minus 25. Remember my name. Let's take a look what the biggest number it'll give me on Bovada is for laying it with the Wolves. It's only giving me up to minus 17. That's lame at plus 135. Because I'm hungry like the Wolves. T-Wolves gang. Wolves laying the points. Yeah, I may double down on this. I may double down on the Wolves laying the points and the team total under. Fanatics going ham with these boosts. Prairie View plus 3. I have them as a 1-point favorite. So yeah, I would play. See, I would ditch the points, take the money line. Tulane and North Texas over 68.5. I will star that. I am on. Yes, I'm on the over in that game. Yes, I'm on the over, and I also laid it with Tulane. Rangers puck line. Yeah, I was kind of looking that direction. I took the over. I was looking that direction. Wings Sabres under 6.5. I took the over. Indiana first quarter -0.5. They have yet to give up a single point. There you go. Bet I'm taking the point still. Fair. We'll keep on going here. Oklahoma City and Chicago, the Bulls. The Thunder, 10-point favorites, total of 232.5 in this game. Line opened up at a 6.5. It's all the way up to a 10 now. So big move towards these Oklahoma City Thunder. Line opened up at 229.5. It's now 231.5. So a move towards the over here as well. 87% of tickets, 90% of cash on the over. At least they're showing concern towards the over. 57% of the tickets and 61% of the cash is on the Thunder. I think this line's moved too much for me to have an interest in laying the points with the Thunder, but I'm not taking the points on the other side with the Bulls. So kind of a tough spot for the Bulls here. It's the second half of a back-to-back and a third game in 4 nights for the Chicago Bulls. So schedule spot, not a good one there. However, do you want the Oklahoma City Thunder laying 9.5, 10 on the road after a big win against the Nuggets in Denver? The answer is no. I think these are 2 more bet against spots than bet on spots for me personally. And I would only look to the now, on the flip side, do I want the Bulls after a big road win as basically a double-digit dog against the Bucks? The answer is no. So these 2 teams, I'd rather bet against them than bet on them in this spot. So it's a stay-off spot for me here. Small lean towards the over, but not playing it. This is how you play big faves. Celtics, Wolves, OKC, and Cavs moneyline parlay locked -130. I mean, there's no way any of these big favorites lose, right? I mean, we totally didn't see a big favorite lose last night to these very Bulls. Pass. Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa. I have Missouri State as a 10-point favorite in that game, so no value there. 4-4-6 stop, yeah. Houston Christian. I have Stephen F. Austin as a 35-point favorite in that game, 34.5. No way one loses. Not a chance. Now, obviously, they all should win. They all should win. Does not mean they will win, though. We'll see. But we'll move on. Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs, -1.5-point favorites are the Rockets, total of 221.5. We have this line open up at a 1.5, still a 1.5. Line open up at a 227, it's all the way down to a 222.5. Now, I do think the Spurs could be a decent under team this year. 60% of the tickets, 66% of cash on the spread for the Rockets. 64% of tickets, 64% of cash on the money line for the Rockets. 92% of tickets, 91% of tickets, 92% of cash on the over. The line dropping, but this line's dropped so much that I really don't have an interest in an under when I could have gotten way higher just yesterday. So the line move towards the amount the line moves moved towards the under is enough to keep me off the under. But with that being said, do I have any interest in taking and going the opposite way and taking it over? Not particularly. The Rockets are on the second half of a back-to-back. They won last night. They bounced back after losing as 8-point favorites to the Hornets. They bounced back with a 20-point win against the Grizzlies. On the flip side, the Spurs are 0-1 this year. They lost 120 to 109 against the Dallas Mavericks. So maybe this is a bounce back spot for the Spurs. I think with the Spurs this year, I want a little bit more bang for my buck. I have a feeling they're going to be one of those teams that you like as a dog, but not as much as a pick 'em or a favorite. So not a game I'm involved with here. I guess it's Spurs or nothing if I had to bet a side. And I'm not interested in the under anymore with the line, how much it's dropped. So it's a pass here. Markel. Oh, yeah. 2-unit play on SFA. Good luck. What about Sister Chris? I have no idea what that is. DK 50% boost on any NBA prop. Joker bounce back spot. I mean, I won't talk you off of Jokic triple doubles for player props. I don't really do that much. So again, triple double, pass. All right. We got 2 more games remaining, then we can go and we can leave the NBA sphere. I've got 3 plays written down that I kind of like in the NBA, so that might be what I run with for the day. We'll see what these last 2 games have to present themselves with. The Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns. We have the Mavericks 3-point road favorites, total 232.5. Line opened up at a 1.5. It's up to a 3. Line opened up at a 231. It's still a 231. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here. 87% of the tickets and 85% of the cash is on the over. 74% of tickets, 78% of the cash is on the Mavericks in this game here. I want to take a look here if we have. This is okay. So this slate's only for the for the 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock games. All right, so I don't have injury report there. We have the Mavericks. They're 1-0 this year. They won 120-109 against the San Antonio Spurs, who we just talked about there. On the flip side, the Suns, they are 1-1 this year. This is going to be the first game out of LA because they started the year playing the Clippers and the Lakers, and now they will go against the Mavericks here. This is their home opener. They lost, so 1-1 the Suns, but they've yet to cover a number. Both these teams have gone over in every single game. Granted, only one of the two for the Suns have gone over this 231.5 number, and the game would have stayed under this 231.5 number for the Mavericks in that first game as well. Once again, it's a no play for me. I guess it's a lean towards the Mavericks here, slightly, but not one I'm getting involved with. I'm not going to force NBA action here. Let's see. South Dakota State minus 8.5. I have them as 10-point favorites, so slightly in there. It's a song. I have no idea what song that is. Okay. Looking for a money line piece to go with ECU. Temple 22 losing in a row as road dogs. I did lay the 7 with ECU very hesitantly. It is the first game after they fired their head coach. So if you like that angle, that would be if you like that angle, that would be the way to go, is laying the points with ECU after the head coach firing. So there you go. Notre Dame minus 13.5 versus Navy. Yes. I got 13 with Notre Dame earlier in the week. Love it. North Carolina plus 3.5. You couldn't pay me enough to pay the bet to Tar Heels right now. I need them to cover. I need them to not win a game before I have interest in betting them. I need them to cover a number. Washington plus 6.5. It was a lean towards them. Suns are a joke. They had a 20-point lead last night and lost. That happens all the time in the NBA now. Suns defense down the stretch, not good. Yeah. Past lean Mavs. Colgate plus 3. Colgate. What is toothpaste doing today? I have Mary Mac as a 3-point favorite in that game. So yeah, that makes sense there. So, oh wow, there we go. Stonehill. I have Duquesne as a 16.5-point favorite, so slightly lean towards Stonehill. Minnesota minus 4.5. Let's take a look at Minnesota here. I think they were a slight lean for me. I didn't like the way the market was moving, but I have them as a 7-point favorite. So yeah, Luka the Dawn tonight, triple-double, fair. We'll move into the last game of the night, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Sacramento Kings. We have the Sacramento or the Lakers 1-point favorites in this game, total of 229.5. Line opened up with Lakers as 2.5-point favorites. It's now down to a 1. Line opened up at a 233, and it's now down to a 230. So move towards the under and a move towards the Kings, and this looks like a King spot. Okay. 87% of tickets, 83% cash on the over for the spread. 75% of tickets, 66% cash on the Lakers. For the money line, 7% of the tickets and 44% of cash is on the Kings. This is Kings money line for me in this game against the Lakers. Pretty plain and simple. Sharp money coming in on the Kings. The line moving towards the Kings. This is the second half of a back-to-back for the Lakers as well, where they, as mentioned in a comment earlier, they came back from down 20 points last night to come back all the way and win that game. They're 2-0 to start the year, and now they have a Sacramento Kings team coming in who had lost their opening game 117 to 115, where I believe they had multiple double-digit leads against those Minnesota Timberwolves as well. And you look at the head-to-head, it's been dominated by Sacramento as of late. 5 in a row for the Kings, and 8 of the last 9 games, the Kings have beat the Los Angeles Lakers. I'll be on the Kings here to end my card. So looks like Heat team total over. I'm going to bet the Grizzlies, and I'm going to take both the Timberwolves spread and the Raptors team total under. And then I'm going to be on the Kings as well. So those are the 5 plays I'm most likely going to bet after the show. Heat team total over, Grizzlies money line, T-Wolves spread and the team total under for the Raptors, and the Kings money line. That's how we're going to end the NBA card there. And we'll head into baseball in just a second as I set everything up. There we go. We'll head to the chat, and then we will get into some baseball. Kings money line. Beware Markel. There you go. Gardner Webb plus 17.5. I have them. They should be 13.5. So I would lean that way. Light the beam. Yeah. Thanks, 446. FanDuel lost us. FanDuel last us book left with Kings even money. There you go. Might stay off. Nick's going deer hunting after the show. Going owl hunting because the Temple Owls are in Greenville. Going owl hunting. Austin, PA. I had Tarleton State as 12-point favorites in that game, so big value on Tarleton State. Told you Morant will be limited. Cool. Anything else? Cool. All right. I saw nothing on the report saying that he would be limited, so we'll see. We have game 2 of the World Series, and this was very frustrating last night watching the walk-off home run with everything there. Because I was really hoping that this would play into, and I still might go with the same plays that I was looking towards because I don't like this matchup for Carlos Rodon. Let's get into it. You have the New York Yankees and the LA Dodgers. The Dodgers win game 1. They lead the series 1-0. Line opened up at a 135. It's now 140. So we do have a move towards the Dodgers. Line opened up at an 8 at minus 115. It's now an 8 or 8.5 minus 115. It's now 8.5 minus 122. We have 65% of the tickets, 60% of the cash is on the over. The line has moved towards the over. We have 73% of tickets and 54% of cash is on the Dodgers. The line's moved towards the Dodgers at least there. For me in this game, looking at the Dodgers against left-handed pitching during the playoffs has been awesome. They beat up on Sean Manaea. They beat up on David Peterson. They beat up on Jose Quintana. They got to Manaea for 2 runs in game 1. And what was the other? And they didn't really face. Did they really not face much left-handed pitching in that Padres series? No, they didn't. They faced all righties there. But this is a Dodger team that against lefties this year has been awesome. And Carlos Rodon does not scare me on the Yankees side here, personally. Rodon, his last appearance, did go 4 2/3 against the Cleveland Guardians. Gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Granted, the Cleveland Guardians and the Kansas City Royals are not the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Yankees learned that last night. And this offense, it took a little bit for them to get to start clicking, but I think this is a game that the Dodgers offense breaks out. And this will probably be Dodgers team total over for me with maybe the Dodgers -1. The team total over is 4.5, -110. And I think I want to go Dodgers -1 here. Because the way I want this to set up a certain way. I want the Dodgers to win this game, score 5+ runs and win this game. We'll head back to New York. The Dodgers leading 2-0. And then I will take the Yankees in game 3, first 5 in full game. Down 2-0 in the series. That's what I wanted to set up as. So I'll most likely be on the Dodgers team total over 4.5 in the full game, or not the full game over, and the Dodgers -1. But I have not pulled the trigger on it yet. But if you guys follow me on CapperTek, I will be posting all my plays throughout the day. So there's that. So I'm going to be on the Dodgers -1 and the Dodgers -1 and the team total over. Menos, you're all good. Deer hunting would be fun right now. No, I'm good. I think he gets 30 plus minutes tonight. Coach said he could play more than last night. Yeah, and he was held off. Yeah, there you go. Campbell -9.5. The Fighting Camels. Let's see what we got going here with Campbell in this game here. So I accidentally typed in the wrong thing. I have them as 6.5-point favorites, so I would lean towards the Aggies of NCAA. Dodgers first 5 in full game. He's off the injury from last year, but go ahead if you want. Just putting it out there. Grambling State money line. I love how we're just looking over every single. Wow. My numbers have Grambling State as a 19-point favorite. This is just how much the books do not care about FCS lines. I would hammer Grambling State at -130 for sure. Baseball, not even once, not after last night. Yeah, I can't believe I pushed the under 9 in that game. I beg Earle to bet the Dodgers. No mush us tonight. We'll see. The Yankees had an easy road to the World Series. Yes. Yep. I don't think they would have made it past the divisional series in the National League. Playing the Phillies, the Mets, the Padres, or the Dodgers. I think all 4 of those teams are better than the Yankees. And here's the thing. That just comes with playing in the American League right now because the American League was weaker this year, especially after the Astros and the Orioles get bounced in the first round. So there's that. I do have Mercer as a 4.5-point favorite. There you go. LA -2.5. I could see it. So did the Dodgers. They beat the Mets and the Padres were frauds. No. The Mets and the Padres were significantly better than the Guardians and the Royals. Yeah. Can't trust the Yankees bullpen. Yeah. Post the full card after the show. Yes. I want Earle to bet the Dodgers every game. I beg you. If the Dodgers win today, I will be on the Yankees first 5 in full game 3. Yankees only had to worry about the Royals and Tigers. And no, it's the Guardians, but yeah. I trust the Yankee bullpen. Grambling State 2 units. There you go. Yes, I'm giving you the full card. Yeah. Might as well put it in the title. Yeah. Mercer, money line. Earle's on drugs. He's an upset Mets fan. No! Like, when you look at the offenses that the Yankees faced, they faced the Royals team that won a wild card series in 2 games and scored 3 runs. And they have a Guardians offense that did basically nothing. So we'll move into some hockey, though. We have the Minnesota Wild and the Philadelphia Flyers in this game here. The Wild, what a surprise this Wild team has been this year. 5-0-2 to start the year. And to no surprise, the 1-5-1 Philadelphia Flyers. I was very low on this Flyers team, and they won their opening game in a shootout against the Vancouver Canucks. Since then, they've been terrible. 6-3 loss against Calgary, 4-3 loss against Edmonton, 6-4 loss against Seattle, 3-0 loss against Vancouver, 4-1 against the Capitals, 6-3 against the Capitals. On the flip side, this Minnesota Wild team, I need to see something first before I go ahead and bet against them. And it's pretty simple for me. 4-1, 3-1, 5-1, 4-2 on their and their only loss on this road trip is to the undefeated Winnipeg Jets, 2-1 in overtime. Last game, the Lightning did take a 2-1 lead, and that was the first time the Wild have trailed all season long. Now, do I want to lay this type of number with the Minnesota Wild on the road? I mean, I kind of wanted to go here and go ahead and just say, yeah, give me the confirmed Gustafson for me, which Fleury went last game, so this absolutely should be Gus Bus, and I'll take the Wild -1 in this game. To go for a bigger score. They are -135. Samuel Larson has not been great. I'm going to assume it's Philip Gustafson, and I'm going to take the Wild -1 in this game here. The significantly better goaltender and just a hotter team right now with the Minnesota Wild. And I can get this could be a really nice score here. -138, 185, +120. Yeah, I'm going to move on this here. Minnesota Wild -1, or +120 in this game. This line should be way higher. And I get it. It's the Flyers. The Flyers have not been good. Yeah. And I want to fade the Flyers as much as I possibly can, because I said this team was a fluky team last year that overachieved, and they're proving me right so far. So let's see if that continues here for me. Flyers -1, or Flyers -1. Wild -1, +120 for me here. Get a nice plus tag on that -1 line. I'm gonna have wow. Good luck. Wild team total over 3.5. Blah blah blah. Move on. Your postseason betting is bad. Don't tell me the Mets are better than the Yanks. I mean, they had a way tougher route. I don't think the Yankees would have made it past the Phillies like the Mets did. I don't think the Yankees would have made it past the Dodgers. And we're going to see that here when the Dodgers win in 5. Gus Bus, Wild all day. Wild puck line +170, love it. Wild and reg, I like it. Wild is by far my favorite play of the day. Wild money line boosted considering boosts the regulation. There you go. Let's have fun and make Terry mad. Pick Philly. No, not a chance. Boldy anytime goal. Kaprizov anytime goal. Eric's Neck anytime goal. There you go. Mitchkov anytime goal. Idaho State. The Bengals. Here. Idaho State. I have Sacramento State as a 4-point favorite in that game, so I lean towards Idaho State there. Morning, Nick. What's good, Untouchable? Let's keep it going here. I've doubled up on this game here with overs. Let's get into it. We have the Buffalo Sabres and the Detroit Red Wings in this game. The Sabres are $1.40 favorites. Total of 6.5 in this one here. We have the Buffalo Sabres 3-4-1 now. Back-to-back wins. All of a sudden, the Sabres, they've won back-to-back games, something they rarely did last year. And I kind of saw this coming because this Sabres team reminds me a little bit of the Devils team we saw a couple years ago that lost a few games to start the year, but their advanced analytics were awesome. And on the flip side, the Red Wings have won 3 in a row as well, and their offense has been pretty good other than the Islanders game where they scored 1 goal. They scored 5 against New Jersey, 5 against Nashville. My numbers have this game at a 7, 6.9 projected goals there, and I have the Sabres projected for 3.73. I took the Sabres team total over 3.5 at even money, and I took the full game over 6.5, -105. I thought these lines were wrong. I thought at the very least the 6.5 should have been juiced -120, -125 to the over. And this Detroit Red Wings team has given up 4 expected goals per game defensively. They've not been good. They've given up at least 3.5 expected goals in all but 2 games. They've limited their opponents to less than 3 expected goals once. And that game they put up 0.83 themselves. So that was kind of the outlier game. They've had at least 6.5 expected goals in all but the Islander game. And on the flip side, this Buffalo Sabres team, they've averaged 3.46 expected goals for. They've won the expected goal battle in all but 2 games. And that was against Pittsburgh and the second game against New Jersey. I think this Buffalo Sabres team is better than their record indicates. I would lean Sabres -1 if I had to bet the side from a money line or a spread perspective. But for me, I'm on the Sabres team total over 3.5, and I'm on the full game over 6.5 in this game to open it up. So that's the way I'm going for this one there. Sabres money line. I'd rather take the team total over. So yeah. Red Wings +126. Hortam, Ruff being Buff. Both Buff and Nuggets fan. Both teams are done. Okay. Over 6.5. How is East Carolina division -2, 7.5? Because Temple is terrible. My numbers have ECU as a 10-point favorite. They're at home, and they're coming in after firing their head coach. It's a great angle to bet on. No, I think ECU -7 that game. I think they win by double digits. Almost swept hockey last night. Vegas puck line in the over. Nashville in the under. Islanders over draw. Oilers puck line. Missed the over in that stupid flightless Birds game. Yeah. Give me Temple. Good luck. Sabres in the over. I'm 2-0 betting against ECU. I own them. Just kidding. Yeah. I lean ECU there. And I leaned against ECU last week. I leaned towards Army last week at the 16.5, 17 number. ECU spread in the under. I love Mr. Lion. Yeah, I think some regression's coming though, and he has to be above average in order, I think, to slow down how bad the defense is for the Kings, for the Red Wings. Let's move on as we have the LA, and by the way, Alex Lyon is confirmed. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is expected or unconfirmed, so there's that. LA Kings and the Utah Coyotes, the next one here. We have Darcy Kemper and Connor Ingram unconfirmed. Both are unconfirmed. We have the Kings 4-2-2 this year. They're 3-5 over under. The Coyotes started off the year hot. They won their first 2 games, both in overtime. 4 of their 7 games have needed extra time, and they've won 3 of the 4 in overtime there. But they're coming in off of their last 3 games, scoring a combined 3 goals. They've kind of struggled a little bit as of late. On the flip side, we have the Kings, who are coming in. This is their second home game of the year. They played their first home game. They barely squeaked out as -300 favorites, a 3-2 win against the San Jose Sharks, a game that they could have easily let slip away. For me, I mean, looking at my numbers in this game here, I do have the Kings as a favorite, but I do not have I have them about this type of favorite. So I think this line's about correct. And I have this game projected for 6.27 goals. So I think the 6 number is correct. If you can get a 5.5, I would take a stab at the 5.5 in this game, which unfortunately is a 6 at -103 on Bovada. And if there's a 5.5 available, which on my book it's -135, I don't feel like taking a -135 on a total. It would be over or nothing in this game, but it's no play for me here. It's a simple pass. Coyotes money line. How are the Kings favored? Yeah, I could see that. Are you going to the game, Earle? I'm 20-0 when you guys go to games, and I bet against your team. You may never know. It's an ECU home game. Do the fucking math. Fordham +7. I have them as about 5.5 point favorites in there. So bounce back spot for the Oats. We said that last game too. But yeah. Kings money line. Coyotes need to fire Vejmelka. I can't remember the last time he did well. Yeah. Last year was definitely a down year, and he's not gone off to the start that he was hoping for this year. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Wild money line in the over. Oh my God, so vulgar. Dilly gaff. You know why I snap sometimes like that? You know why I do that?
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Let's move on. St. Louis Blues and the Montreal Canadiens. The Blues -125 favorites in this game with a total of 6 in this one here. Now we have the Blues. Now I like this Blues team. I do. Losing Robert Thomas is going to hurt them, though. They've won 3 of their last 4 games, so they're playing good hockey. They're 5-3 this year. However, they're in a spot that I don't want them. As a dog, love them. As a home dog, love them even more. As a road favorite, I'm not a fan of them as a road favorite. Does that make me want to take Montreal, though? Not particularly. Let's get into it here a little bit. We have the St. Louis Blues favorites on the road. And should they be favorites on the road? Yeah. My numbers have them around a -125, -130 range. So I don't see value laying a number with them on the road here. but I'm not jumping and betting the Habs here either. On the flip side, for the total, I have this game projected for 6.5, so I can see goals in this game. I don't trust Montreal defensively. Montreal so far this season has given up 4.25 expected goals against per game. They're putting up 2.9 themselves. But this Blues team, I don't know if I can trust them for an over. And I think this is something that we're going to start seeing here. The first game, usually they step up. And honestly, they should have lost that game against Toronto. Obviously, the score is 5-1. The expected goals is 3.96 to 2.58 in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs in that game. So when you look at it from that perspective, they could have easily lost that game against the Maple Leafs. But just the shots that the opportunities that the Blues were getting went in. The opportunities that the Leafs were getting were not. So over or nothing for me here in this one. Kind of want yeah. And the last time we saw the Montreal Canadiens, they played 4 days ago. And they gave up 7 goals to the New York Rangers, which it's the New York Rangers. That's going to happen. The Rangers are going to we're going to talk about the Rangers next game. They're going to break out for big goals. But yeah, for me, it's a no play here. Kings in the under. Do you know? Cool. Good for you. Yeah. Okay. I'm from New York. We swear all the time. That's just the way we are. It's just, we don't care. Blues puck line. Like the over too. Good luck. Pass. Big pass. Elon -7. The Phoenix. I have that game at a pick'em. The Phoenix should be the Phoenix should be laying at 1 point, not a touchdown. Mr. Number is always getting cursed out. Yeah, because he's annoying as hell sometimes, and he pushes buttons and he makes people. He's an antagonizer. That's what he does. So it is what it is. We'll move on. I've moved on this game here. I'm on the over 6. New York Rangers -275 favorites with a total of 6 in this game. I want to move on the Rangers in some way, shape, or form in this game. They're coming off their first regulation loss. They lose 3-1 to the Florida Panthers. They went 0-4 on the power play, and they didn't look good in that game. On the flip side, the Anaheim Ducks, they're coming in off of a 3-1 win. They last played on the Frozen Frenzy. They win 3-1 against the Sharks. Congratulations. Everybody's beating the Sharks. And I have this game projected. I have the Rangers projected for 4.44 goals. The only thing is, I was looking at going back to the Ranger team total over here in this game, which I did move on this over. I believe it was a 6.5 when I did move on it. Right? Was it a 6.5 or was it a 6? No, it was a 6.5 at -103. Yeah. And looking at the total here and looking at the team total, 3.5 is -165 for the Rangers. I don't want that. The way I was kind of thinking about this was maybe it's Rangers first period puck line, full game puck line, and doubling up on the Rangers on the side perspective in this one. What do you want when you have a big favorite? You want them to be motivated. And that the Rangers absolutely are. After losing the way they are, after losing 3-1 to the Panthers, I think this Rangers team will be very motivated. I've already played the over 6.5. I believe they get to 5 goals in this game. I'm going to double up on the Rangers on the side here, so I'm going to be big invested into this Rangers game tonight. I'm going to take the Rangers first period puck line. They've been an awesome first period team, and I'm going to take the full game puck line as well at -122. Yes, it's expensive, but what do you want from a big favorite? I want them to be motivated. And coming in off of their first regulation loss of the year against a team that they very well can get right against, yeah, I'm going to take a shot with them here. Rangers first period puck line +110, full game puck line -122. I'm going to double down on the Rangers here. Unfortunately, the team total over was too expensive, so this is the way I'm going to approach it here in this spot. So, Rangers puck lines for first period and full game. I'm also on the over 6.5. Mm-hmm. Happens every show. Yeah. I'm a good Catholic. I can't curse. I'm an atheist. I don't care. Mr. Numbers is annoying, which makes him Mr. Numbers. Yeah, we should always ever hate. Howard money line. Let's keep going. On the FCS. I have that game at a pick'em, so I think that line's right. Cool. Rangers money line team total over and the full game over. Yeah, I agree with that. Southern Utah. I have them as 12.5 point favorites. Slightly lean towards them. Yeah. Rangers puck line. Rangers are the best team in the NHL. I 100% agree with that statement. I've made a comment on YouTube or X every day the last 3 years. Yeah, we appreciate it. You can still be annoying, though. Dostal has improved tremendously last year. Probably the biggest improvement of all the goalies. Yeah, he's looked awesome. You were not here yesterday, but he was in the comments after it. Ohio State and Ohio both spreads over 6.5. I don't have to be here. I get them on X. Yeah. Rangers minus 2.5. Not true. Yeah. We'll continue on. Calgary Flames and the Winnipeg Jets. The Jets minus 130 favorites, total 6 in this game. Let's get into it here. We have the undefeated Winnipeg Jets, and maybe it's just a situation where you just bet the Jets until they prove you otherwise. But this Calgary Flames team, maybe this is the bubble burst game, their first regulation loss last game. But you can make the same argument for the Rangers, but I think just the standards for the Rangers and the situation for the Rangers is way better than the situation for the Calgary Flames in this game. They're coming in off of a 4-2 loss against the Carolina Hurricanes. The Jets have opened up their season with 7 straight wins. And when you look at it, I don't think it's super fluky. The Jets have won the expected goal battle in 4 of their 7 games. And the ones they've lost were all less than a goal. So they've either played really close games and they find ways to win, or they win the expected goal battle. On the flip side, the Calgary Flames have been pretty good as well this year. They are coming in off of a battle, that 4-2 loss against Carolina. That was 3-2 late, and then Carolina got the empty net goal at the end. Not a game I'm getting involved with. I think there's value on the Flames, but I do not want to jump in front of the Jets right now. I don't. So it's dog or pass for me, but not a game I'm getting involved with. Ducks props going to be juicy. Yeah. FCS plays Idaho State, Mercer, Grambling moneyline, NCA&T, Tarleton State, Gardner-Webb, SFA, Monmouth, Davidson, Marist, Prairie View. Also Harvard -8 and Robert Morris and Hampton. Wish me luck. Good luck, man. I hope you get it there. Jets money line. 76ers need a miracle. Yeah, draw. By far the best game on the card. Playoff game. Yeah. Free slam, man. Yeah, I would have taken literally anything other than a grand slam in that spot with that under. That was not the way I was hoping that game would end. But it is what it is. We'll keep on going here, where we have the Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs, a game I did a free pick video for last night, and was very interested in. We have this game at a pick'em, total of 6 in the spot. Both these teams have been struggling as of late. The Maple Leafs have not been good. Neither of the Bruins really. Maple Leafs coming into this game, back-to-back losses in 3 of their last 4. They've lost. On the flip side, the Boston Bruins have lost 3 in a row as well. So 2 struggling teams coming into this game. And one team I have projected to be better, one team I don't. Now, when I look at this Bruins team, I'm not impressed with what I've seen. I'm not. They've lost the expected goal battle in basically every game. The 2 games they did win the expected goal battle, it was by less than 0.2 goals on both of them. So this is a Bruins team that is, I think, a non-playoff team this year. And we had the Maple Leafs, who, yeah, they've not been nearly as good as well, but at least they're producing a little bit. Like the Bruins, 4 of their last 6 games, they failed to produce more than 2 expected goals. Offensively, this is going to be a Bruins team that's going to have problems scoring goals. On the flip side of the Toronto Maple Leafs, I think once they see 1 or 2 go in, they're going to see a lot go in. I'm on the Maple Leafs at minus 105 in this game. It's what I took. I think this is a spot where the positive regression goes towards the Maple Leafs, and the Bruins continue on their losing ways. So I'm on Toronto here at minus 105. See, Pasadena Flames, Miami minus 21, JMU minus 24. I lean towards Florida State. I'll be damned if I'm putting another penny on the Seminoles, though. And then JMU, I think that line was correct. What a beauty. Yankees lost last night. Yeah, Dodgers win World Series. Yankees have no bullpen. Leafs money line. McNeese State. I have Nicholls State as about 7.5, 8-point favorite in that game. Give Stanley Cup to Stars. I don't see that though. Leafs money line. Stars versus Kittens, maybe Canes, Rangers. I think the Rangers win the East. I don't know for the West right now. The West is wide open. I don't know. Corpusalo due for a regression. Idaho minus 8.5. I have them as 7-point favorites. He's due for a couple good games, maybe. Bruins in the playoffs. How many years has it been? It's been a while since the Bruins have not made the playoffs. Bruins are doomed. We'll keep it going here. We have still 7 games remaining on this card. So let's keep it going. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the Washington Capitals. The Lightning are $1.65 favorites with a total 6 in this game. Let's take a look at the what these two teams have done here. Washington off to an impressive start. They're 5-1 to start the year. They lost their opening game against New Jersey, but they followed that up with wins against Vegas, Dallas, New Jersey, Philly, and Philly. I may be wrong about this Washington Capitals team. I took their under points this year. I think I'm wrong about them. I took the over points with the Lightning. They've lost 3 of the last 4 games after a really strong start. They start off 3-0, but now they're 4-3. And maybe this is a get right spot for the Lightning here in this one. But do I really want to be laying this type of number here against the Washington Capitals? The answer is no. I don't. I really don't. I'm leaning Capitals in this game if I have to bet it at the number. I think this line's too wide for the Lightning right now. They haven't really shown too much to really show they should be laying this type of number right now. But am I going ahead and betting it? No. But it would be dog or pass for me in this game. It would be the only way I would go after it. But I mean, I have the Lightning as favorites. I have them more minus 125, minus 130 range. So value on the Caps. Am I pulling the trigger on it? No. Just a lean. Miss Tim Thomas, yeah. Or Tuukka Rask. Caps money line. That was 14 years ago. Wow. Tim Thomas, thank you. Yeah. Tampa and Reg. Caps money line in the under. We'll go on here. The New York Islanders and the Florida Panthers. The Panthers minus 135 favorites in this game. Total of 6 in this spot. I need to punch in numbers from last night's game because the Islanders did play last night. So they're on the second half of a back-to-back here. The Panthers, they're off of a big win, though, against the New York Rangers. So I don't know if this is really a good spot for either team. The Islanders won last night, but it shows the expected goal battle is won by the Devils, 4.11 to 3.13. So this is a Islanders team that has, I believe, I heard a stat, they've outshot their opponent in every game so far this season. They've been going for more of a volume shooting strategy this year. And one thing we've noticed with the Islanders this year is they love alternating really nice performances offensively with being shut out. So this may be a game the Islanders get shut out because they open up their season 4 goals against Utah, shutout against Dallas, 6 against the Avs, shutout against St. Louis, 4 against the Canadiens, shutout against Detroit, 4 against the Devils. It's either 4+ or it's nothing. There's no in between for this New York Islanders team right now. So it's either their offense is there or the offense is not. This is their first back-to-back of the season. We saw them struggle in back-to-backs last year. They get a good Florida Panthers team here. And I need to type in these numbers real quick so I can have my full projection for this game. And it's going to be Varlamov in net for the Islanders, with Sorokin going last night. I'm assuming it's Bobrovsky in net. I have this game at a pick'em, so I guess it's a slight lean towards the Islanders, but I don't like them on a second half of a back-to-back. I don't like the pattern that they've been doing, alternating between goals and shutouts offensively, with a shutout being due here. Not a game I'm getting involved with here. But I do see a little bit of value here with the Islanders as a home dog. But this is a Islanders team I've learned to probably stay off of their games on back-to-backs. So pass here for me. Let's see. Wyoming -7 is so weird. This is being this big of a fave. Wyoming's a touchdown favorite. I got him at +110. North Alabama. Oh, North Alabama +13.5. I have them as 12.5. So 1 point value there. Isles money line. Alabama Masterclass over 6. Oh, so it would be an under. Yeah, they do flip flop. Yeah. Kittens money line. Youngstown State, the Penguins. Youngstown State. I have North Dakota as 10.5 point favorites in the game. Pass, under, lean under, but if it's Varley, pass and draw. Yeah, I won't talk anybody off of a draw in this game. In that game. Let's get to the next one here. We have the Dallas Stars and the Chicago Blackhawks. Stars -355 favorites in this game, total 6 in the spot. And I get it. The Blackhawks struggle on the road. The only road game they won this year was against Edmonton, a game they were thoroughly outplayed, but went 3 for 3 on the power play. Pretty plain and simple. Now that the Hawks did go 0 for 5 on the power play last night, which killed that over. But they've now lost 3 straight in regulation. They're 2-5-1 to start the year. And they take on the Dallas Stars, which we've seen them do this before. They play down to their competition, the Dallas Stars. They won in a shootout against the Sharks. They lost 4-2 to the Sabres. Like, when they play bad teams, they play down to them. It would not shock me to see the Dallas Stars play down to the Blackhawks in this game. Now, on the flip side, do I want the Chicago Blackhawks on the second half of a back-to-back? I mean, damn, this is a good price to do it at, right? And I would be interested in what a 2.5 would be, maybe, because we have it's such a big number that it would not surprise me if 2.5 is reasonable, because the +1.5 is +112. So kind of interested to see what the Blackhawks +2.5 is in this game. Spread -180. No, thank you. Okay. But I mean, this is obviously dog or pass. The Hawks are a team that I've learned to not lay big numbers with, because they will play down to their competition. They will go. I mean, if you want to go for a big score in this game, the draw. We saw them go to a shootout against the Sharks. What's different with the Blackhawks here? This could be easily a game where they're coming in off of the win against Boston. You can very well overlook a team like these Chicago Blackhawks. So maybe this is a spot where we see. I think this could be a sleepy under game as well. Potentially. My only wonder is Mrazek went last night. Oh, it's Johnny Quick for the Rangers. Oops. I'm still fine with that, though. My only question is, with Mrazek going last night, who's in net for the... Are they really might go back to Mrazek? Because I think Soderblom's sick right now. So we're looking at a back-to-back here for the Blackhawks with back-to-back games with Mrazek. I want unders with Stars games at home, but I don't trust the defense of the Blackhawks really to keep a game under right now. So It's then going to be a pass for me in this one. I guess I lean Blackhawks plus a goal and a half, the draw, but no play here. Hawks are nothing. There you go. I'm down 300 on roulette. Help stop betting on roulette. It's rigged. Stars minus 1.5. Stars winning every game schedule. Impossible to lose a game. I don't know. Hawks over 2.5 goals is plus 145. That's worth a look. Maybe if they want to take a rest. So Wyoming went from fave to dog. I saw -4 to -1 throughout the week. Really? I got plus 110 with them. And the over. 58.5. Blackhawks plus 1.5. I lean in that direction. Draw. These teams did it before last year. Yeah. Maybe Stars under 3.5 goals. Ooh. Yeah, but not with Mrazek. Not if Mrazek's playing 2 straight games in a row. I'd be a little bit concerned then. We'll keep going. Nashville Predators and the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Preds minus 220 favorites, total of 6.5. They did not look good last game, but they got the job done. They won 3-2. Back-to-back wins now for these Nashville Predators. On the flip side, the Columbus Blue Jackets, they've been alternating wins, losses this year. They lost to the Wild. They beat the Avs. They lose to the Panthers. They beat the Sabres. They lose to the Wild. They beat the Leafs. So they've kind of alternated wins and losses. They lost their last game, or they won their last game. So they should lose this game then if that pattern continues, where they can't string together multiple good games in a row. And we've seen this from bad teams. You don't expect them to win multiple games in a row. That's just the way it is. The Preds won last night, but they were outplayed. It was thanks to UC Saros that they got that win. And now it's going to be Wedgwood and net. So the backup for Nashville. I have really no interest in laying this type of number with Nashville in this game, but maybe this is a spot. Maybe this is a situation with Nashville, very similar to what we're seeing with Colorado. They started off the year poorly, and then they turn it around and they start winning games. I'm sure as hell ain't laying a number here with the Preds, but it would be Blue Jackets or nothing if I'm betting this game. But it's gonna be another pass here. I don't like these big cards. Or not these big cards. I don't like these big favorites here. Just not a game that I am gung-ho to get involved with. So it's a stay off spot for me here. Blue Jackets money line. Yeah, that would be the only way I'd look in that game. 3 games left on the card. We're almost done. Carolina Hurricanes, Seattle Kraken in this one here. Hurricanes minus 170, road favorites, total 6 in this game. The Hurricanes continue on their road trip here. Kind of want to see what they got coming up. They get a game again. They play Vancouver on the 28th. I think that's when the spot to fade the Hurricanes would be against Vancouver. Hurricanes have now won 4 of their last 5 games. The only game they've lost was against St. Louis. Back-to-back wins against Calgary and Edmonton and Alberta. So they've had a pretty good road trip, unlike last year where they got kind of pummeled in that road trip last year. So kind of a tough spot. It was a kind of a tough road trip for them there. Back-to-back losses for the Kraken, but they played Colorado and Winnipeg, 2 teams that are probably going to be playoff teams this year in the Western Conference. So nothing to be ashamed of really with those 2 losses, and they lost by 1 goal each, which those 2 losses snapped the 3-game winning streak for them. I think it's another spot where I think it's too big of a favorite for me to have any interest in laying anything with the Hurricanes. I think this Hurricanes team is an over team going forward. They just don't have the defensive depth that they've had in years past. And they're going to be more of a goal-scoring team than they are a defensive team, I think, going forward here. The advanced analytics kind of point towards that as well. They've given up 3.5 expected goals against, and they're putting up 4.5 expected goals for per game. And we're getting a team total over with the Hurricanes plus 105 for the over 3.5. Kind of lean in that direction, and that's kind of appealing there. But the full game's a 6. I'll take the over here. Full game over 6, Carolina, Seattle. In this one. I had this game projected at a 6.5, choose towards the over range. So Carolina and Seattle over 6 for me. Carolina, Seattle over 6. Pass. Nashville in the under. Blue Jackets first period is pretty solid. Yeah, I wouldn't talk you off of Blue Jackets first period. That's probably a decent look there. Canes money line, that's minus 170. Over 6. Sabres strong 2 wins together. This has to be a Red Wing spot. They've never allowed 3. We'll see. We'll keep going. 2 games left, and another big favorite here. The Vegas Golden Knights, they're at home. They're undefeated at home. They played a hell of a game yesterday. And maybe this is a letdown spot, but, I mean, damn, you're going to have to trust the San Jose Sharks to do something. We have the Vegas Golden Knights, who are a home-road split team. They're a perfect 5-0 at T-Mobile Arena. You leave the Sin City, though, they're 0-2-1. Granted, they played Washington, Tampa Bay, and Florida, 3 probably playoff teams. San Jose has lost every single game so far this year. They're 0-6-2. They're a big dog. They're a big dog for a reason. And for me in this game, I mean, would I be interested in the Sharks at this number? Absolutely. Also, this Vegas Golden Knights team has been an over galore team. And we're seeing a 6 in this game here. I think I found my spot in this one. It's the over 6 in this game for me. This Vegas Golden Knights team has played nothing but continuous overs. They're 7-1 to the over this year so far, the Vegas Golden Knights. So they're definitely the only game that they went under was a 3-1 win against the Anaheim Ducks. Other than that, 8-4, 4-3, 4-2, 4-3, 4-3, 6-1, 6-4. I expect offense in this game. This San Jose Sharks team, I do expect to. That's the main worry for me is whether or not we're going to get the contribution from the San Jose Sharks. For them to score first period goals, minus 120. But this is an over for me. Over 6, San Jose and Vegas in this spot. I would lean San Jose, maybe a San Jose first period, and that's one as well. Maybe a San Jose team total over. So I think that's 2.5, a nice plus money. But I think that the Vegas Golden Knights could do a majority of the scoring here. I like the over 6. Good luck. My best buddies in the chat. There you go. I got Canes game over 5.5, minus 130. There you go. Vegas puck line. Who's in net for Vegas? That would be Logan Thompson, question mark. Ilya Samsonov. That's right. Logan Thompson is a capital. I mistaken there. Samsonov, most likely. Kraken must win, maybe. Lafleur. VGK, easy. I mean, they're minus 330. The Sharks are kind of live here. They do well against Vegas. I could see a draw in this game. I'm kind of interested in that team total over for the Sharks too. I like the over 6. Yeah. We'll move on. Final game of the card. We've made it. The Vancouver Canucks and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Canucks are now minus 200 favorites with a total of 6.5 in this one. The Penguins have sent down Tristan Jarry to Scranton. Let's get into this. Let's get into this Pittsburgh team. They have now lost 4 games in a row. This Pittsburgh Penguins team, after starting the season 3-2, they've now lost 4 in a row to Carolina, Winnipeg, Calgary, Edmonton. I mean, there's no shame in those losses though. Vancouver has won 3 games in a row. They're all on the road. Now they return home after a 4-game road trip. Granted, they've had plenty of time to adjust. The last game of the road trip was on the 22nd against Chicago. They won that game 6-3. And if you have seen me bet Penguins games at all this year, you know exactly where we're going for this one here. Canucks team total over 3.5, full game over 6.5. The Pittsburgh Penguins have given up at least 3 goals in every single game they've played. And they've given up at least 4 goals in all but 2. 4-4, 6-4, 5-3, 4-3, 6. Until they can prove to me that they can play a lick of defense, yes, I'm going to continue betting overs in Pittsburgh games. So, Vancouver team total over 3.5, minus 130. The full game over 6.5, minus 105. Fade the Birds. I kind of dig the over too. Yeah. Canucks puck line. The over 6.5. Over 6.5. Penguins are tired. Yeah. Good luck, everybody. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Earle says, I bet every pick game. Let's test him. 1 unit over 6.5. See, he caught. Huh? What? I bet this last night. And I've been betting it blindly for the last 4 games. You can fuck off with a copy shit. These old men can't play 2 nights in a row. Yeah. Spartans both. And can't, yeah. But that is everything for today's card. Yeah, it does it every day versus the Pens. Every day. Every game. Yes. Until they can prove to me they can play a lick of defense. So there's that. But that is everything for today's card. Quickly head back to the chat. Have a good weekend. Yep, you as well. But that is everything for today. I'll be posting all of my plays on my CapperTek for today. Pretty decent card. But that's going to do it for this one. Want to thank you guys as always for watching. And we'll catch you guys same time, same place for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.